Well, first of all, the way we selected the students was really important because it was a pilot. We wanted to get a broad spectrum of students to see how it would affect them in different ways. So one of our students was autistic, for example. One had was a school refuser. One had issues with anger management. Another used with very low self-esteem. So with all these different types of backgrounds, we wanted to try and see if it'd help all different types of students and not just the students that were high flyers that maybe wanted to go in. So we had a few of them as well. The staff then that were involved, also myself,
Yeah.
because I was passionate about it and bringing that into the curriculum. And also Emma, who was head of year 11 at the time. So to have a head of year that was then that had been through the programme with the students so they could discuss it, which they did at breaks. They used to have regular kind of informal meetings and talk about that. Well, there was one student that wouldn't communicate at all, would never have gone in front of camera, and found it very difficult to communicate his feelings because of his autism. And since then, he's been able to communicate with members of staff, other students. He actually said it made him look at people in a different way and assess them as in a different way. So that was phenomenal. And there was a few sessions where I used to get quite teary because seeing how much they were growing and developing in such a short space of time as well, and taking on board some of the strategies and things that were going to help them through some very difficult months for their GCSEs. Another student was really keen on archery and was trying to make the team for Jersey for Island Games, and through the session working with goals and setting goals, and he went on then and he's actually now part of the training BT squad for archery, which is phenomenal. And the same boy as well, his mum has taken on a lot of the skills, so he went home and when he saw his mum maybe displaying some of the things that he'd learned how to control or to deal with better, he then taught those skills to his mum. So then we had a phone call and an email from mum saying how fantastic it had been, not just for him and his personal goals, but also as a family unit. Another student was really disaffected. He used to get very frustrated and angry and maybe walk out of lessons. He wouldn't participate in lessons, very little motivation. And since the course, he was focused. He then, since then, has improved all his grades. He's gone up at least one grade in all his subjects. His attendance was better. He wasn't ever leaving lessons after that. He never walked out of a lesson, and that was after being on the course. So another success story. Another student went on, and I think he started to work with you as a company with St John's Ambulance as well. And he came and he's met with you, and he's done some work with you. So he's expanded that, and he used all the skills then to set up a day for the whole school. So the whole school was off timetable to learn how to do CPR, and he used some of the skills to set that day up, and leadership skills, meeting with the head, some of the conversations they had to do, sorting out the cover. You know, it was a big day that he planned after he'd been on that. One student that used to have anxiety attacks weekly, so he'd have to walk around the field and calm himself down. In through year 10, that was happening every week, and we did the course right at the beginning of year 11. And after he'd been on the course, that didn't happen once. So other members of staff have commented saying, "Oh, since he's done that course, we don't have any of those situations." And also, there's some of the statistics from the exams. So another student had used some of the skills and strategies, well, a couple of them, for revision and also for focus on what they needed to get done for their GCSEs. And some of them had personally stated that was what they'd used, part of the things that they'd learnt on the course. I think what's really good as well is that all the skills are interchangeable, so they can use them for different parts of their life. It's not just about studying. It will, when they go into the world of work, they will experience, and as members of staff as well, if I'm having a bad day, which we all have, I will phone up head of year 11 who's been through the training and say, "Can you come up here?" And we will talk through some of the strategies and just support each other. And we use the language. So it would be great to have more members of staff that could do that, because not only do I use it in my own practice now, but we support each other through sometimes quite stressful times, using the skills and the strategies that we've learned. In an ideal world, well, I'm in charge of CPD, continuous professional development in the school. I'd want every member of staff to go through it. What I'm really looking forward to is trying to put some of those skills, because it is a program, but to try and maybe break some of those skills down and put them into lower school, because we only did it in year 11. Imagine if they had those skills from year 7 when they're coming in at 11 years old and are learning some of those techniques. So my dream would be that the pastoral system takes on quite a lot of these strategies for life, really, the life strategies as well. It's going to help them learning, and it also removes barriers to learning, because everybody can achieve anything at school. Doesn't matter what your starting point is, if you've got the right support and the right strategies to get through what you need to do. And I really do think that this course can bridge that gap and make sure we're removing barriers to learning.